like I said, I even had a period where I was pissed and I got on and I was yelling about it. But we are grateful that we had the room. At the same time, I mean, it is what it is. How could I complain? I could if I wanted to, but it's not, the complaining is not worth being left out here like this. I just have to be more responsible. And it's so, guys, I love you, but to hear me out it is really annoying that I have to continue to say thank you to people that punch me in the mouth to teach me a lesson. So, I mean, if they were doing it to you, you wouldn't be saying thank you. At least I hope not, because it's immoral and it's unhealthy. But this is where we're at, and I invited that kind of growth into my life. I invited and allowed that attitude in my life from others, and then I got it, and I was very surprised by how it came, because I thought that people would be assertive and supportive, not aggressive. So I guess the lesson is to be careful what I ask for. Right? And then I ask for help. I'm like, well, I'm afraid to ask for help, and yet as we're laying here, I can't sleep. I'm afraid. I close my eyes for a couple of seconds and I'm having a panic attack. Yes, and Kate, yes, the church was, we did say to the priest that we were going to go get a job. And that was the plan, and Kate did apply for and was accepted to a job, and this is a couple-day process. And then we got a check in the mail and found out that it was just a scam.
No, you didn't.
We got scammed.
You don't
So,
get paid before
that, and then by that time we had 2 or 3 days left, so we went out and we applied everywhere we could in town. We got no calls back. We went out again and stopped in and followed up, and nobody was interested in having either of us. And that's where that had ended. The purpose of this live stream tonight is to reach out to even if just one singular person who does not have a social media agenda or some sort of vendetta against me or any of that sort, that would be willing to take us in. Like I said, I'll shut the frickin' thing. You can watch me smash my phone over the corner of your counter. I am done letting this thing control my life.
Sure you
and
are.
anyone on it. I will continue social media in my life on some facet, but I have reprioritized and recognized that I was delusional and I was seeking out a process backwards.
I hear this like 9 times.
And I knew that deep down, but I was dealing with much more damage than I could process. And there was no one in my environment at that time willing to help me in the ways that I needed help. And even when I accepted help, they still didn't really help me all that much.
Such a liar.
Which is part of why I've been so
So
adverse to it. You're right, Bree Weezy. I said I wouldn't go to work. You're right, and I keep going back and forth with that. But the fact is, if I have to, I'm gonna. I'll avoid it at any cost. That's who I am. I want to get, like I said, I wanted to do it this way. But I am starting to see, and even laying here now as I reflect and process it, it's really not all that possible. Like, if I'm doing this, and then we get to Nebraska, and then Kate goes to college, and people are seeing online about us being in a relationship, and then there's all this drama, it's going to make it an impossible experience for her. And then on top of that is if I go get a job and people are seeing that it's stuff from, that even the present, that even if I'm not the way that I was, so dramatic and crazy, just that I'm being a jerk or that I'm continuing with the social media, people aren't going to like me. People are going to continue to try to shortchange me in one way or another. And I'm going to have to try to figure that out. But I am going to make an effort to figure that out actively, not passively. Because these parts of my life that I've been ignoring for years, they have to come into priority. I'm putting them in perspective and in priority. because it is what I want. That is what I do. If any of you have been following along long enough to know, I do what I want to do. I am telling you, but as usual, people ignore the words out of my own mouth and listen to someone other than me about me. I am telling you, I want to get a job and subside this for however long it takes for us to get stable and feel healthy in our environment.
Oh my God.
That's what I want to do. The reason it's still in my hand is because we are homeless. I'd be gaming and putting the rest of it aside.
Gaming.
Probably silently. Because believe it or not, I'm naturally not much of a talker. You can ask Kate how much I talk when the camera's off. Not all that much.
Mm-hmm. He used to talk non-stop. Non-stop. And, now he doesn't talk nearly as much. It's like the more healing that gets done, the quieter he becomes.
And Kate's starting to talk a lot more. It's really cute. Love you, babe.
I love you too. I don't talk all that much. I'm pretty quiet myself.
Well, come on. Nebraska is northwest. Alright, well then I'll just make sure that as I rot into a pile that the camera is on for you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll get your excitement and your
There's that victim
you'll be able to get off for the day. How's it going, hometown? Sue says, Jim, I own a diner. Okay, cool. Where's that diner at? And are you hiring? If you are, we are 100% interested. See, here's the funny thing, Peter. Peter says, seems as if people are tired of helping you. 99% of these people have never helped me. Most of them have sat and watched and harassed me for years. There is not one singular person. It's my life. I'm going to fill you in. There is not one singular person in the chat.
These lies.
Let me make sure. Before I eat my own words, let me make 100% sure. Let me scroll all the way down. Diner in the area. Would you be willing to message me, or can I message you? And if so, where at? Oh, he's trolling me. it's just pure agony. The entire experience is just agony, maybe it's just impatience. It could be impatience mixed with a lot of pain that I haven't processed, that I'm finally processing. I love that I went through that. I didn't really talk about. But with that said, we're gonna be okay. It's just like now being where I'm at, I just want to be there. Like I know I can be, and that's why I'm looking for that leg up. I'm like, I can be there now, and I just want to be there. I wish I could just go to sleep. Ginny, I must say, thank you. Before I said it, you are one of you. It's not you tried to help me. You did help me. Even if I didn't take your advice, you were always, yeah, you turned your back on me. Yeah, or you were kind of a jerk sometimes, but I was one hell of a jerk too. But there were a lot of times where you did give good, solid, sound advice. And even if I didn't take it, you are one name that does resound to me. So, thank you for being so consistent. I appreciate that. We may not see eye to eye or get along, but you've always offered consistent advice and been consistently here for years. So thank you for that. Peter, you are brand new. I have never seen you before, and yet you know all about me. So many people know all about me, and most of them I've never seen once. And if I have seen them, they're people who have been here for years and simply harassed me. And then there's one or two or three people that are like, dude, you're still here? I'm like, yeah, I am. I have a nice guest house by a lake for summer, but it's in Texas. Are you game? I am game if we can find a job in the area. Completely game. Thank you, Alyssa. She says, is the camera broken? No, it's dark. How big is the tent? It's okay size. We don't have sleeping bags. We have two thermo blankets. We have two thermo blankets. We only have $15 between no. We have a couple of dollars. Like, it's not like, oh my God. But this is how far I've been pushed. Where I'm like explaining to you the pennies in my pocket as I'm weeping in a pile under a thermal blanket in a tent in the middle of the woods with my girlfriend who left. Like, the story is freaking insane, and it's done. It's fucking over. Excuse my language. It's just, I wish it could be over right now. And that's what I'm trying to make happen. If anyone's willing to help, is that we can just go be normal. Like, I am mostly healthy. I do not have an illness because I can't manage to be in a tent in the woods. Like, some people can't be like that. Some people can't live like that. I used to be the person that can. I am now the person that can't. I have changed. There's a difference. We were in a hotel with bed bugs while constant harassment on the internet. Blah, blah, blah. I could go on forever, right? Caitlin and I, in a healthy household, her at college, me with a job, we're good. You're not going to see erratic behavior from me. Why are people trying to make sure that doesn't happen? Because they know it's true. They are guilty of inducing a mental illness, of forcing me into accepting a mental illness that I didn't have and that they knew I didn't have. And their way of covering it up is making sure I can't get a job, trying to make sure that I can't get back to a regular life. Well, I'm going to, at any cost, and it's not to prove you wrong, because I don't even care. Like, you could screw off for what you did to me. But Kay and I are going to go have our life. And any decent person out there, we're asking for your help. Because I'm scared. I'm scared. I am. And Caitlin's not all that scared. That's great.
I am. I'm just good at covering it up and powering through.
I used to be good at that. I've beaten down for years. I don't have much left in me. And yeah, I could muster some more up, but I don't want to. I want to just lay down and die. I just wish it would happen. It's like I just can't. Thank you, Gabby. Holy crap. Thank you. I do remember you, by the way. You're telling me, Bill Murray. Well, Fiona, we're opening up to different states if it means that we're not living this way. Because even if we're only this way for a little bit while we get where we're going, it's just, like I said, it's just terrible. It's absolutely agonizing. And I'm so afraid that by the time we get there, I'm going to actually have an illness from that perpetual habit. You know, that perpetual emotional state. It can induce an illness. And I'm trying to thwart that and avoid it. KBR, no, I'm not okay. We're trying to find a way to get to Nebraska. Trying to find a way to get the Kate to college and I can get back to work. It's learning lessons. Yeah. Guys, I know I also now I've grown my self-awareness a lot, and I do see mostly how I sound right now. It is more embarrassing than you can even imagine. And having the conversation live is very hard, and I know how stupid I do sound. I feel as though I don't have another choice. I am pushing myself to do this. It's not the other way around. It's not some convenient scenario. That is insane. I'm pushing myself to have the conversation because in the past, it has been proven that when I open up and I remain vulnerable, that people are willing to help. I never really had the ability to get myself forward. Now I do, and I've been doing that. And I'm trying to also, one last time, put my heart out there in hopes that someone will listen. And then we're good. And we're finally good. What happened on Twitter? Nothing happened on Twitter. Yo, alright, people mess around with me on Twitter, so I mess back. And then when I mess around better than they do, they get all butthurt. And then they start playing, broken wing syndrome and like bringing their dead mother into the conversation. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know, like we're playing around and all of a sudden, like people need to chill out. Like if you come looking for a fight or you come looking for an argument, well, here I am. But it's all in good fun. And if you're not messing with me for fun, well, why are you messing with me? Like maybe you have an issue. But when I'm talking on Twitter, for the most part, is I'm messing around. I'm not taking it all that seriously. Not personally, anyway. John says, how can we help? Either if someone can help financially to get us there, or if there's someone anywhere near us in the north of Georgia who could give us a ride. I think that would be about it. I don't know much more there could be. Or if there's anyone willing to take us in for a time to help us buy time to get ourselves sorted, maybe we get a job in the area until we can afford to get ourselves up there, work a little bit, or like I said, collect funds if we have to do that. She says, Fiona, thank you, Fiona. Fiona says, take it on. And now here's the thing, Fiona. I will refute what you said. But at the same time, I want you to know that I am thankful for you saying it in a regular way. I appreciate that. She says, take it one day at a time, just stay in the present, figure it out day by day. I'm making my best efforts, but I have such heavy PTSD. I am having endless panic attacks in this tent. I can't do it. Could I do it? I'm sure I could do it, but holy crap, it's like impossible. And I can handle a lot. I'm a tough guy. But this is hell. Beyond hell. Yeah, I'll calm down, but I wish it's like when I was homeless in my cars. I would leave my phone on overnight. I would leave the live stream on overnight. And then you guys would be there because there's nobody there. And I can't leave it on because I don't have the phone. So I have to shut it off. And I can't be here. I can't do this. And we're not going to a shelter because I'm not letting we're not getting separated. We're not letting that happen. We're both terrified of that happening. And people keep taking advantage of us. And Kate is gullible, and I'm gullible. I'm not nearly as gullible as I used to be, but I mean, Kate's 20 years old. I'm protecting her by not going to a shelter. KBR, I'm a jerk. Like, I'm a good person, but I'm also a jerk. So, oftentimes that brings people to be mean to me. Oh my gosh, I want to work. That is what I'm saying. I want to work. Are you camping? Yeah, at present. We're slowly making our way north. Bradley says Texas is full of jobs right now. That's great. Oh my God, guys, stop being so creepy. They're asking me about my tent, Kate. They want to know my tent so they can put out an APB with their pedophile buddies on the internet. Please stop. I definitely don't have warrants out for my arrest. That's a complete joke. I don't believe it at all. Not even a little bit. So if you show me proof, there's no possible way. And if it is, it's completely corrupt and a lie. And I'd be very interested in pursuing that. Total BS. What happened is I grew up. When I walked across America, delusion is an understatement. I was in complete disarray and ignorance of my environment, surroundings, how everything was. I was barely eating, I was barely sleeping, I was constantly moving, and it wasn't healthy. And yeah, I did it. But I did it in a very unhealthy place. And I think after my pop died, I just had to go. I just had to go and go and go and go and go. And it was my way to get over it. And I never really went through it. Because when my pop died, I didn't even cry at the funeral. I finally cried. For the first time I cried this past week. And it felt so good. And like I said, I'm no longer in ignorance to my environment. I am aware. I'm not delusional. I am aware. This is unhealthy. I do not want this. Maddie, everybody wants it now. Everybody. I've been slaving for 6 years to make something happen that I don't think I even wanted. And I finally have in my heart and in my mind what I never thought I ever would. Stability. As unstable as I sound, it's because of my environment. I'm not Gandhi. Treat me like Gandhi, like if I'm not perfect in every situation, well then. There's definitely. You said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Just stay quiet. I'll do it. Baby, I really stay walking. Because I hear trucks, I hear people walking down. Go ask somebody though. Don't take this in. I really want to do that. Do you not want to do that? I do not want to stay here.
Okay.
I know you don't leave. Come on. What's that?
I don't know what to do.
Baby, I got this. It's just we have to not be doing this. We should have kept walking. I should have knocked on doors. I'm sorry. I'm scared of people. Why Nebraska? Because it's quiet. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, we're grasping at straws here. Like, it's where we're willing to go, where we're willing to start. We don't know what to do. We're trying to figure that out. We're to get 2 seconds to figure it out. Thank you, Bill Murray. All right, guys. Well, if you have better suggestions, then lead the way. You guys used to do that years ago. You had great advice for me. You always led me down decent paths, and then somewhere along the way, the scales started to tip, and then people got pissed at me, and so they started lying to me and giving me advice that made things worse. And they knew it did. You knew it did. But that's over now. I'm just put it the hell away if you're willing to help. I have to figure this out. I have to figure this out. I am asking for your help. I know I will adjust. That's let me say that. The night is almost over. If you make it through, then you will adjust. I agree. I don't want to adjust. I shouldn't adjust to this. This isn't a healthy adjustment. This is a down step. This is step down. It's different if I was just hiking. We are homeless. It will affect our psyche. And like in the past, I was oblivious to my homelessness. You guys know that. I was in complete delusion. I'm aware that I'm homeless. That's a problem. Could I do Facebook and YouTube for companies? I definitely could. It's just very difficult because companies don't like to, they don't like to bend. I always had a guilty conscience for doing, like, lesser work. Meaning, like, doing less for somebody. which was my own ego. Like, I had people willing to let me work for them and do that kind of stuff for an absorbent amount of pay, but for doing, like, simpleton work. And I turned it down because I wanted it all for me. Well, I guess I got what I asked for, huh? There's no such thing as an easy way out. Everything we receive comes at a cost. Guys, you can try and frame it however you please. If you're really that dumb, then that's on you. If not, then you're an evil person. There's nothing more to it. But I'm on Twitter, I'm playing around. You guys, if you don't see it, okay, well, I'm letting you know that that's what it is. If you do see it and you're still trying to frame it whatever way, I mean, you just suck. I don't have other words for that.